Hello and welcome to another Doctor Who video here on my channel. In today's video, as you can see, I've managed to get my hands on not one but two of the brand new sets that have been released from B&M, the last sets from this year's crazy releases. Now, how did I get hold of these? Well, I was gifted these by one of my Patreons, Chris TJ. Thank you so much, my friend. Not only have you been helping support my channel by your monthly donations, but you've also gone ahead and bought me two brand new Doctor Who sets. Now, I know I've already said thank you to you, but I just wanted to really say thank you again and make all of my other viewers here on YouTube aware of just how incredibly kind and humble what you have done is. Now, I mentioned earlier on Facebook that the distribution of these new sets is terrible. I mean, the south of England and even I think South Wales, they're not being distributed very fairly at all, so we're really going to be struggling or missing out completely on this wave. Now, as you're all aware, I'm really happy to have this set, but I'm going to be army building this set, and army building something that's very difficult to get your hands on hasn't been very successful so far. But thanks to your amazing gesture, I've been able to get hold of these two sets, which is just phenomenal. And I did promise you that I would open both of these sets, and that is exactly what I will be doing. I will be, of course, opening them and reviewing them. So I'm going to go ahead and review this set first, because this is the set I'm super excited about. And we're going to crack on and take a look at that right now. So, without further ado, let's take a look at this fucking beautiful Doctor Who set. Okay, so here is the set. This is the Coal Hill School Collector's figure set. Now, not only does this include, of course, Ace, who is the 7th Doctor's companion, who is one of my favourite companions, and we haven't had a release of Ace for quite some time, but it also includes an Imperial Dalek. I'm going to have to say that again, an Imperial Dalek. This Dalek has not been released for so long now, it's beyond a joke, and I'm so happy that we've finally got this Dalek back in our collections, and it's from B&M. Technically, the figure only costs 10 quid. There's two figures included in the set, which is £20, and if you just cut that in half, it's 10 quid. 10 quid for an Imperial Dalek is just mind-blowing. I'm just, amazed. So, obviously, this set is based around the story Remembrance of the Daleks, which was broadcast for the first time in 1988, the year of my birth. So, that aside, it is a fantastic story. If you haven't already seen Remembrance of the Daleks, you literally have to go and do that right after this video, but I'm sure you probably have by now. Just taking a look at the packaging, there is a little bit of a rip down here, but doesn't bother me because I will be opening this. You've got the TARDIS on the side. You've got some information text there, and also the image of the set as well, which is really nice. And of course on the back we have the part cardboard and part window display, and of course we have the set itself. So without further ado, let's open up this beautiful looking set. So included, as always, is a lovely little diorama. This is the diorama of inside the school, and this would be pretty much where a lot of the story takes place. And as you can see, it's really quite nicely detailed, and I'm not much of a user of these displays because I just don't really feel like they fit in with my collection per se. But comment down below, let me know if you use them in your displays. But that is the display that comes with the set. And then, of course, we have the figures themselves, and, well, you can just tell by the tone of my voice how excited I am to finally have these in the collection. So we have Ace, and we have an Imperial Dalek. I'm going to take a look at the Dalek first, because I just literally cannot wait, and I'm going to be comparing this Dalek to the other releases that we've had in the wave many years ago. Now, this Dalek, everyone has been complaining online about the mesh here. We all know the story now, that this Dalek was moulded over the Renegade Dalek, which had the mesh, blah blah blah. I'm not too bothered, I'll be honest with you. I've got a bright light shining on it, you can barely see it anyway, and it really doesn't really bother me, like, at all. I'm really glad that the eye stalk on these new ones are slightly longer than the original release, or I say original, but the second release. as seen in the Remembrance of a Dalek sets. They were ridiculously small, probably more accurate, but I'm not overly keen on having things perfectly accurate. Sometimes I just like things, you know, off accuracy if it means the actual figure itself looks better. So the very first release of this Dalek came with the 7th Doctor, and as I mentioned, the eye stalk in this one, which is right here, is really long, and it has this kind of blue in the iris. Now if I compare the sizes of the older and the newer, you can see they're obviously different. But if I introduce to you the second version of this Dalek, which was released way back in the Remembrance of a Daleks set, one of those amazing sets with the Renegade, the Supreme and the Special Weapons Dalek, here he is. Still has the blue on the iris, but the eye stalk is absolutely tiny, and this is the new one here, so it's definitely an improvement in size in my opinion. Like I mentioned, the slats or the mesh are non-existent on the older models, but on the new one it is there. But as I said, barely noticeable really. I have got a bright light shining on it, and even then I don't think it makes too much of a difference. Having all these Daleks sit next to each other, it's just incredible. I made a video saying however many likes I get on that particular video, that's how many of these sets I'm going to go ahead and buy, and I think it's like over 70 now. So I'm going to try and do that, but of course give everyone else a chance to get the sets first. Now, something else I've noticed, the gold on the hemispheres, this is the new one, is more of a metallic colour in comparison. You can definitely tell the difference there. I think I prefer it actually. I think it's quite crisp, it's quite nice. The detailing is, well, fantastic. There's no paint bleeds on the hemispheres that I can see whatsoever. Considering this is a white coloured or cream coloured Dalek, it's really in good condition. The colour of the paint used I think is a slightly maybe darker colour or a bit more of a creamier colour on the new ones, but again, it looks absolutely fantastic. I really am just in awe of this beautiful masterpiece of a Dalek. One of my favourite designs without a shadow of a doubt. Now, everything else is standard, of course. Articulation. Remember, these videos, I'm not the biggest reviewer in the world. I just really like to show you the things up close and give you an idea of what you're going to be getting if you're lucky enough to get these sets. What I will mention, if you live in the north of a country, England that is, you're much more likely to come across these sets as you are in the south of the country. Unfortunately, for those of us living down here in the south, it's not going to be easy, but let's all stick together, be kind to one another, and hopefully we'll get as many sets as we desire. Okay, so now we take a look at Dorothy, or otherwise known as Ace. This is something that I was really excited about getting. Now, bit of a funny story for you. I recently discovered that I had 4 of these Aces from 2 different versions. There was one from Remembrance of the Daleks and another from the Silver Nemesis. Now, I've not had an opened displayed Ace figure since I sold my collection a few years back, and for whatever reason I had put these up in the loft, I think, and suddenly came across these only a few months ago and still hadn't got around to opening them. And of course they then announced the new set that's coming out in B&M, so I thought, do I really want to open this up? Because, you know, now I've got Ace from B&M, I can display Ace from B&M, and that's what I'm gonna do. Now you may be thinking, but Raven, you can have variations of Ace. You can have her with her jacket off and white sleeved arms like you can see in these sets that originally came with Ace. Now, I've thought about that too, but actually somewhere, don't know where, but somewhere in this collection room I have the interchangeable arms that I originally got with my Ace that I opened and never ended up selling for whatever reason. So I can have multiple Aces anyway, which is really, really cool. It does mean that I'm left with 4 sets, technically 2 and 2, let's say they're 2 sets of Remembrance and 2 sets of Silver Nemesis. So whether I'll perhaps do a free prize giveaway and give one of those out to the community, who knows. But for now, let's take a look at Ace a little bit closer. So as you can see, the detailing on Ace is absolutely amazing. The face sculpt I think has been updated, and it really takes like I don't know, it takes no getting used to whatsoever. It just looks incredible. It looks like Sophie Aldred, and I bet she's absolutely thrilled with this version of herself. Of course, she does come with a few accessories, one being the RPG with a removable rocket. You just pop this off with all the strength in the world. Come on, there we go, and it is obviously detachable. Now, when I start army building this set, I'm going to have a load of these RPGs, and what I might do is just keep them as kind of spares for the unit troops to be using, because they can be firing RPGs off as well, I suppose. So Ace also comes with her rucksack, which is removable. I believe you can't actually open the rucksack. I believe you could in the Remembrance of a Dalek set that Ace came in originally, but it doesn't really bother me too much that you can't open it. Of course, the detailing on the badges is really, really nice. Somewhere on there's got to be, there it is, the Blue Peter badge that she has, which is something that I was always quite impressed by when I was a kid. Something I always wanted, never got one. Wasn't there a white one as well? I'm sure there was. Anyway, if you can tell me the difference between the blue and the white Blue Peter badge, then let me know in the comments down below. So articulation is very much what we are used to. The detailing across the whole of Ace's body is really nice. She has this lovely skirt on with her black tights and her lovely black boots, and her hands are in different poses so she can hold her RPG. I also love the design on the t-shirt here. If I just show you, it looks absolutely incredible. Very kind of similar to what the 7th Doctor would wear, I feel. And like I said, you can pull her arms off, remove those, and swap them with the white arms that you get in the original Ace set, which is something that I will definitely be doing once I track down wherever those arms have gone. So that is Ace. She's absolutely stunning and beautiful. Thank you very much to Character Options, and thank you very much to Al Jawar, but thank you even more to Chris TJ, who's very kindly sent me both of these sets. Also the set I mentioned at the beginning, the Witch's Familiar set, which means it's a set that I, don't necessarily need to track down now because I have it already, which is just incredible. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. If you would like to become a patron of my channel, then the link is down below. Of course, thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, then please do go ahead and subscribe. And while I'm talking to you, I've just noticed on the left by my collection, Mr. McCoy from the recently released Silver Nemesis set is holding an RPG. Well, that's obviously the original RPG. We've now got 2 RPGs, and I can tell you that, well, yep, they are very, whoops-a-daisy, there goes Ace, sorry Ace. They are very similar, if not identical, so there's a comparison there of the original and also the new RPG. Who would have thought it? Sylvester McCoy snuck into the video there, lovely jubbly. Or Ace, I can't do his voice, I won't even bother trying. So, hang on a minute. Before we end this video, I've just found, I told you this would happen, I've just found a spare rocket from ages ago. So I've now got RPG 1, RPG 2, and a rocket as well. Awesome stuff. What a great way to end this video on rockets. Random. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you all again very soon for another Doctor Who review on my channel. Goodbye for now.